Hello, my name is Squidward, and today I'm gonna be teaching you how to calm down when angry. Anger is an emotion that most of us have felt one way or another in our lives. Heck, even as an octopus, I've experienced anger. But it's one of those emotions just like happiness or sadness that we just react the way that we do, and is a good indicator that, oh man, this sucks. I gotta change this. And in that way, it can be a good, motivating feeling for you to use to help push you into whatever direction you bring your life. You gotta feel it before you can get over anything else. And if you learn how to deal with it in a good way, you can use that moment to strengthen yourself in the long run. One way I know people coming down from being angry is to kind of withdraw themselves from whatever situation that they're in. What I'm starting to realize is sometimes people just need some time to cool off. If someone's that angry and they know how they act when they're angry, it only makes sense that you don't want to say something that you don't actually mean, or give yourself a headache, or do something you regret later. So you just remove yourself from that situation. You find your headspace alone, and you find a way to calm down. Another way that kind of matches up with withdrawing yourself is withdrawing yourself and sinking yourself into like something else. Either distract yourself or pour your energy into something like totally different. People will also go the opposite way and put themselves directly into the situation again to try and solve and figure out what's causing them to be so angry. As long as you're coming at it from a very, I can't think of another word, healthy perspective, and you want to solve or figure out what the heck happened that made you so angry, then I don't really see a problem with that. Some people are just built like that, or you can learn to be like that. Let's say you're alone in a room and you're angry. The first way I'm thinking about calming down is just by breathing. I know some of y'all listening are like, breathing? Really? But trust me, when you breathe in a pattern, a very unusual way of breathing that you don't usually breathe, like deep breaths in, deep breaths out, just calming yourself down like that, you would be surprised how you're able to control your emotions after a breathing exercise like that. Some people will do like different breathing techniques or whatever, but the general idea is through breathing, you're able to calm down your emotions. That's one way. Let's say you're so angry that you can't even do a breathing technique. You're that angry. You can't even stand there and breathe. Then, I would try to picture something. I would try to picture something that you like. I would try to picture an environment that calms you down. This you have to force yourself to do. If you're angry and you find yourself spiraling, think of something that you like. Some place, something that calms you down, that you can't help but not be angry while thinking about this thing. I've heard people say that environments really help them out while calming down. So it can be a cool misty forest, it could be the beach, it could be an office building, it could be a pineapple. I can't believe I just said a pineapple. I'm making myself angry now. But you get what I'm saying. And then when you think of that place or thing, whatever it is, you should think to yourself, stop. Whatever it is or whatever happened, stop. The thing you're thinking about that calms you down, along with the word stop, or this thought can wait, or whatever you want to say to yourself. Those two things paired together, over time, the more you do it, the more you should be able to control your thoughts and controlling your emotions as well. What if you did a breathing exercise, and after calming your emotions, you then thought about a place that you really liked? Thinking about the place, thinking about the place, thinking about the, oh my god, I'm thinking about the thing again. I can't believe stop. That's just a little quick example of something you can do to calm yourself down. Another way that I've seen people calm down from being angry is taking it out physically. Not on other people. Hold up. Not on other people, by the way. Like, physically exercising and taking out whatever tension is building up inside of you. If you're able to channel your frustration into working out, whether it's running, lifting weights, punching like a sandbag, like you're boxing, that's a good way to relieve anger, like you gotta punch something. Just be careful to not overdo it and end up hurting yourself. Another way that you can calm down from being angry is learning. And this way may be a little more tedious as a way to calm down from being angry. It's not like something you gotta like open up a book or like look something up. What if it's something that somebody you know has also gone through as well? You might hear it from somebody, you might read it from somebody. Either way, you'll end up learning about other perspectives that have been through the exact same situation that you have been through. Sometimes learning like that is extremely helpful. It makes people feel like they're not alone in whatever they're going through. It teaches people other ways of dealing with certain situations. The feeling of not being alone in whatever struggles you're going through and learning about other people's perspectives similar to yours can help you calm down your anger going forward. Another way people can calm down from being angry is being in a different environment than the one that they're in. Meaning, let's say, I guess you could be by yourself or you can be with like somebody you trust or a friend. Either way, they need to go somewhere to go like just chill. A place that they like. Could be anywhere outside, like the park or the woods, some trail that they like to walk. It could be the mall. It could be as simple as going on a quick drive just to cool off steam. Could be a coffee shop, could be a movie theater, could be literally wherever you would like to go. If this is something you're able to do, I can see this being helpful. Another way that can help calm you down from being angry is writing it down. Yeah, simple pen and paper. I guess you can also type it out. I guess whatever floats your boat. Either way, having the thoughts or feelings swirling in your head making you go crazy. It's one thing to have all those emotions and thoughts inside of you. When you see them on like a thing outside of your body and you're able to read it, you have the potential to think about it differently. Maybe just even the idea of taking those thoughts or emotions outside of your body and putting them on like a piece of paper just feels different. Somehow relieves you a bit of the anger you might be feeling. To bring it a little further, what if you tried out a journal? You might not document every single day of your life or something in this journal. Maybe you do. Maybe it's something you try out to see if like this helps calm yourself down from being angry. Because you can go back, read what you did that day. Maybe there was something that day that made you angry, and you can think about it again a few days later. And then you look back on it and you're like, why was I angry about that? Or figure out a game plan going forward from there. Another way you can calm down from being angry is if you're religious. I know there's gotta be texts in whatever scripture you read that can help you from coming down from being angry. Just like a verse or something or a story that every time you think about it to yourself, or even just doing the act of prayer, can help calm you down through whatever you're going through in the moment. That can also be really nice as well. Another way that you can calm down from being angry in the moment is if you're able to, play. Enjoy your time. If you have a way to do it, something fun to do, something you enjoy doing. I guess this could be included like in a hobby or something like that, but just something that's not like it feels like work, something that doesn't feel like it's a chore, something that like you look forward to doing. It could be anything that you enjoy, anything that you like doing, preferably something not too crazy, but something that's just fun to you. How could you be angry doing something you like doing? Huh? Tell me that. If you have something that you enjoy doing, this is a way that can help calm you down in a very tense mindset in the moment. Another way that you can calm down from being angry is by doing repetitive chores. I know. This kind of sounds like work, doesn't it? How can a chore be fun? How can a chore be something that calms you down from being angry? Basically, it's a productive way of distracting yourself. I mentioned this before in a video. What video? I don't even remember what video. Oh, I think it was my video talking about sleep. If you do something to distract yourself in the moment from whatever's going on, in this case, it'd be from being angry. If you're angry, going off and doing a chore that needs to be done, something that's very repetitive, you can get your hands on, something to distract yourself away from being angry, washing and folding clothes, or like vacuuming the floor, mowing a lawn, something you can do that you would consider a chore that can help take your mind off of being angry in the moment. Because when you're able to distract yourself from feeling such an intense emotion, it can help a ton, especially if you don't have another way of relieving anger. A simple chore can help take your mind off of whatever happened or whatever made you angry. So if you want to try something like that out, what I would suggest is to focus on whatever you're doing. Focus on, let's say you're washing dishes, okay? You got the dish in front of you and you've got the scrubber. You're holding the dish, and maybe it goes something like, all right, I'm washing dishes. Okay, I gotta scrub left, and a circle, scrub about 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I'm gonna scrub to the right 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that make sense? Like, focus on what's in front of you and what you're doing. Because if you're able to put your focus on something that you're doing, like a chore, you can distract yourself from feeling angry. I know that might sound silly, but if you don't have another way, I would suggest give it a shot. See if it helps. Now, this way of calming down from being angry is a bit simpler than the other ways that we've talked about before, but I can also see it being the most difficult because of how simple it is. This way is realizing while you're angry that your anger is not worth holding on to. And most of the other ways that we've talked about here in this video, they usually entail something you do beforehand or a process that involves you calming down. This way is just a simple thought, and with you following through on that thought and being able to drop whatever is making you angry. Not physically, because if it's physical, you may not be able to drop it immediately. But mentally, you won't allow it to hold any more space in your head. This one really sounds like, oh, just stop being angry. I guess in a way it is. I do believe, with enough practice and knowing yourself very well, that using this method to calm yourself from being angry is possible. Something else I quickly want to mention. The way I have interpreted about calming down from being angry seems more centered around the idea of being angry in the heat of the moment versus maybe someone is just angry over a long period of time, which in that way is way more specific and would have to be tailored to whoever that person is and whatever is happening in their life. The small piece of advice I can think of for this interpretation of calming down from being angry is identifying what is causing you to be angry all the time and what are the steps you can take to be able to change that aspect of your life. Because being angry all the time is gonna just wear you out. I feel for people like that, and I don't want to keep this video going on for too much longer. I just thought of another way real quick. This one I can't give you advice on. If you're having really bad anger issues and it's something you feel like you can't control, then I would suggest professional help. That's always the last case scenario if you're able to afford it. If you're able to get access to it. I don't know what the process looks like, but it's 1000% another way that you can help manage anger issues like this. If you feel like you don't have another way of dealing with it. That's the free way. Having a professional, that may cost you, especially if it's coming out of your own pocket. The only other thing that I'll add, talking about facilities and services offered around where you live, is if you do find a place or a service that seems interesting to you that you want to use, make sure to research about it. Because I've heard plenty of stories where people have said, I thought I was going to be treated a certain way, and then I ended up being treated a totally different way that I didn't like. Always be sure to research about these things beforehand if you're going to be showing up to some place or using a service of some kind. But, that's all the ways I can think of. I mean, we can talk about all the different ways that you can use to calm yourself down from being angry, but it's only up to you how you react to certain situations, what your own triggers are, and it's up to you on how you respond when you feel those emotions. Remember, I'm just an octopus. We're just hanging out and talking about these topics. Hopefully this was helpful on some level. Maybe you're able to come up with your own ways that are better than all the ways that I talked about in this video. But whatever works for you, there's many ways that you can calm yourself down from being angry. Anger is an emotion that everybody feels. If you're able to identify it and process it in a productive way, it can be a helpful tool to help you with your life. But it also can be a very powerful and destructive emotion that eats away at you if you're not able to address it in the long run. I hope you're chilling wherever you're at. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it was helpful. As always, appreciate you hanging around and watching, and I'll see you in the next one.